All right, guys, welcome to the show. I hope you have an awesome day. Thanks again for checking us out. I hope you have an awesome day. Here's my freestyle as I try to share things. Here we go. Now, I'm gonna share the button right here. I feel it gone. You can see me gone like I am a Tron in the bomb. But I do what I'm doing only if I can't proceed. And I waiting for my people, then they looking back at me. I knew that one day would never be the same time. Only if I bust a rhyme, understand what I could find. Oh, now I trip it and I sit it right here. You knew what I'm doing, cause I'm looking at my Frigidaire. And I know that I want some food, bro. I don't even get it down. I was saying, oh, I know. But now I get the flow like it's something I don't know. When you're tripping cause you're living on your middle time. Oh, yes, I did it. Oh, I did it. You knew what I'm doing and homie, I can't spit it. Wanna be somebody like I'm feeling all the time. You copy the code and then you lose your own mind. To find the rhyme and wonder why, what am I gonna trip? Only if I fit it back and now I gotta kick it rip. Yep, you want me in the lifetime. I just wanna beat like it's up in my rhyme. Oh, what am I gonna do today? If I don't know what I'm doing, if I see it all. You want me like this, I got to break it, be it, y'all. Now I'm tripping cause I'm giving what I'm hearing, y'all. You get me through like I gotta break it teary, y'all. Said I'm teary-eyed, looking back I try. Anyways, Bruce, I hope you're having a good day. I still hope I shared it to the right places. I don't even know what I'm doing with my faces. Ha. And now I get it gone right. You knew that sometime I could stand up on the mic. Yeah, I get it. Oh, I get it. I thought I had it. I don't have it. Press the wrong button.
There it was. Now it's gone. Oh, hey. That's about as far as I can rap. Hi, everybody.
Awesome. Hi, everybody.
I didn't have any musical education growing up. Hi.
Oh.
Hey, everybody. Welcome. Hi.
So, hi, Bruce. Welcome to the show. I'm excited to talk to you about your podcast and everything you do. But first, we're going to start with our highlights of the week. And I will start with me. I made Korean corn dogs from scratch.
I don't know if I can beat that. Well, you just came in with the pressure. Oh my God. Okay. I was featured at Comic-Con.
See, you're a jerk. You're a jerk for that. You set me up for failure there. Yeah. Okay.
Coming in with that hit.
I know. So, as most y'all know, I have a 4-year-old and 1-year-old, and they wanted snacks. And I was like, hey, it'd be fun. I love a Korean corn dog, which is fun. You can like put crispy ramen on it or different things like that. And I was like, hey, I'm going to try to make these. I never have. And it's like half hot dog and half cheese. And so I made a really sweet cheddar and hot dog corn dog, but then I actually made it with Doritos. And so they were crispy Doritos corn dogs. And my son loved them. And they were actually ranch nacho, so they were both. So I made the ranch ones and then I added nacho cheese just for an extra flavor impact. And everybody loved it. And I do love the idea of fried cheese at all times. So that's what I did. I had Korean corn dogs. Now, there's a place, which I imagine you've heard of it before, was this Mochi Nut. Have you heard of Mochi Nut before?
Mochi Nut?
Yes.
No,
it's a donut place.
It sounds like a place I should do.
It's a Korean donut place where they serve that and they serve the Korean hot dogs. It's an LA thing, so they just came here to San Antonio in the last few months, and so it's pretty cool. They do a flaming hot Cheeto one, which is delicious. But yes,
Mochi Nut. Anyway, on Mochi Nut, I've got to go.
Yeah, you're out of here, out of the show.
Yeah. Oh, mine.
Yeah,
so I had a pizza. No. 2 years ago, I had a short film that I just was submitting around, and Comic-Con sent me this beautiful scroll of a letter saying, we would like to include you in our film festival.
That's awesome.
And so I got to go there with a couple of my buddies with our film, and we got to be displayed in this nice big room on a nice big screen. And there were 4 films we were competing against for this beautiful, huge award. And our film, the first film went and we're better than that film. The second film went and we're better than that film. We played and it was like awesome. And then the 4th film hit and my God, I was just there with my jaw on the ground and this beautiful tear-jerking story with this wonderful VFX. And after it was done, it was sort of like,
Well, that we tried.
well, at least I didn't have to pay to get in.
Yeah, yeah.
That was the tear in my heart. That's both. It's simultaneously the high point of my life and the low point of my life. It is everything in just one little package of tears.
Yeah, no, I totally understand. I have been there. That is not fun. But it's great when you interested. I'm here in San Antonio, Texas, and every year, at least the last few years, I've had the opportunity to go South by Southwest, either working with a rapper or just going as myself. And that has been amazing. But yeah, I was looking at the entries and it was like, if my film got in, I could get a $1,500 entry fee for free because it's not cheap to go to South by Southwest.
That's why I haven't gone.
Yeah, I said I had been a musician for 20 years, and in 2019 was the first time I ever got to be artist at I performed at South by Southwest like 2 other times, but it was the first time I actually got a badge that said you're an artist. And so I got to, and I didn't even do it. All I did was do a podcast, but it was awesome. I got to be on my favorite. I literally got to ask a question on one of my favorite podcasts, and so that was pretty cool. So, but yeah,
that absolutely sounds awesome. Other than my film, the highlight of Comic-Con was trying to drag one of my friends to ask his favorite artist for his autograph, and having to be sort of like, "Pardon me, I'm not a fan of yours, but." My buddy over here who was staring at you,
you do, yeah.
A little bit of drool flecking out of his lips. He would really, really like to have an autograph. $20. Okay, so here's $20. Could you make it out to Mr.
I'm afraid
Can't look you in the eye?
Yeah.
But it's awesome to actually get featured to go as an artist, even if it's for podcasting. It doesn't really matter what. Yeah. You got the badge.
Yeah, as opposed it was great.
Like the last 2 times you were like part of the entourage. So there was somebody else with a badge and you're there just trying to look like.
Oh, no. So the first time I was like, I got a badge at the last minute because my friend, have you heard of Jurassic 5 before?
Yes.
So my friend, he was good friends with Jurassic 5 and his band was performing.
The verbal Herman Munster.
And so I actually, that year was like, I forget what year it was. It was back in the day. I actually got to hang out with Jurassic 5. We just walked down 6th Street. I'm hanging out with Jurassic 5. I'm just like, this is hilarious. And I got his badge, so I got to go to some stuff. And then my band has performed a few times. But I was just, I was like the rapper for a gospel band, and then I was like the rapper for another band. And so I was just the small cog, so I didn't get to go to the actual thing. And so, but yeah. It was, but you're right. It was awesome. And it said that year was one of the coolest years I ever did. And then I said, I got to go to it virtually last year. But it was not as awesome, but it was cool because it was the first time I ever got to be there as a business. So I got to actually sit down with some of the best producers, that do independent films and I got lucky enough to be on one of those or be in one of those panels of like, it was like, me and 20 other people got to actually have a full discussion with these producers. It was pretty insane. So, and I had no idea what I was doing because I'm definitely not a movie maker. I am a white guy that raps. And so, but I took advantage of the situation. It was dope. So
look, most movie makers have no idea what they're doing. You learn on the job. So you are as valid to be a producer there as anybody else.
Well, luckily, the first time I did my pitch, the lady was like, "You need to do it better." But luckily, I had like 3 other people to do, and so I just cut it down and just like, all right, here's the thing. So it was fun. It was, but it was a learning situation, and I would love to go back to that thing, but I don't. I said it'll be in person this year, and hopefully I'll be able to go. But again, it's all on everybody else, not on me. So we'll see how that goes. But real quick, the answer to that question, Mr. Jaime, is that he's at work, and so he's not available. If you would like to come join me, you definitely can. I always make room for you. But yeah, Jaime, Mr. Trey is at work. But it's cool. Me and Bruce are gonna have a great time. Speaking of Bruce, now it's time for the first time we've ever done this. It's called 80s Wrestling Booker. And what you're going to do, and we're both going to create our favorite, our own wrestlers, their stories and their names, real quick stories and their name. And whoever has the best one, we'll both decide the best answer from this. But we have 3 categories, and we'll see how it goes. But pretty much, Bruce, is pretty simple. Just use your brain, make up something funny. If it's not funny, then, I'm sorry. We're live.
Vamp.
Yeah, let's go. I might not be great at this, but this will be fun. So the first one, hey, would you like to try to go first, or do you want me to go first on this?
You've got the home field advantage, so I feel like I need to snatch that away from you.
Okay.
I'm going to go with my singles wrestler.
All right.
Sexual sponge cake, Scotty Schwartzman. And Scotty, in a way of rebelling against his very uptight, somewhat Orthodox Jewish upbringing, went to player school and became sexual sponge cake. And then, just to prove his machismo, his overreaching, overarching, nasally pleasing machismo, he went into wrestling just so that he could oil himself up and shine for the ladies. And that is how he won his first inter-US continental semi-world, but not all the world championship belt.
Can I just quit at this point? I think I don't know. All right, mine is Nintendo boy. He is a 4'3" grown adult, but he only weighs 75 pounds, and he walks around with a rubber glove that he has spray painted gray to look like a power glove. Again, because we are a small place, we do not have the rights to do Nintendo, so it is Nintendo boy. Just so we can have those rights. But he has a pair of sweet 80s glasses, and what he does is Nintendo. You did it right there. And he is Nintendo boy. And what he does is he has this amazing move at the end. It's called the duck hunt. I'm sorry, the quack hunt, where he throws his opponent, pretends to throw his opponent in the air, and then he just falls to the back and pretends to shoot them, and they fall over, and he wins the match. It's an amazing move. It won him the super non-heavyweight title in the North American Underground Tabletop Association of Wrestling. And that was an amazing thing. It was him versus the Smudge Mom. And he beat the Smudge Mom and won the match. But yeah, that's my guy. Nintendo boy versus Sexual Chocolate. I forget his real name, but I would tell you right now you won. No matter how hard I try to push that one. Quack, quack, Jesus. Sorry. Here's Kyle's response to that. Quack, quack, quack. Quack, quack, Jesus Christ. He was obviously thought that was hilarious. And then Kyle also was loving your response. He was like, "Oh gosh." That was nice. So from those responses, I would say that you won the first round, Bruce. The first round is yours.
Cool. Right. That's the footing I wanted. It's the footing I needed, because now in this 2 out of 3 fall bout, this is 2 out of 3 falls, and you are down 1 round. So the next round, if you do not win it, you have lost it, boy. You have lost it.
No. The best part is the third round is a bonus. Even if you win this round, the bonus round, I still have a chance. Because it is an amazing one, and I think that one allows you to put it in the right situation. So, but real quick, guys, just so I know, I already know the answer to this, but Kyle and Jaime, whoever is watching, do we have votes for Jason, for Scout, or for Bruce for the best singles wrestler? I'm pretty sure the guys already decided that it's you, Bruce. All right, so now it's going to be best tag team.
The tag team division.
Do you want to go?
Do
you want to go first?
I feel like you should go.
Okay, cool.
I feel like I feel like having the last round go the way it went. This needs to go another way in a different way than the one it just went the way it went.
All right.
My words escaped me.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Now this
I'm glad
one's
you think so.
This one is actually my tag team for when I was a kid, and so this is easy. So it is the Hippo twins. They're both 400-pound nimble wrestlers that enjoy zoos. They also enjoy burritos, and they have their sorry response. Yep, you won that one, Bruce. Definitely a sexual
Kyle, I feel like
Bruce.
that's almost a date request.
Yeah, so all right, so they're the Hippo twins. They're both 400-pound guys. They're both in their 40s. And they actually are mimicked again. We're very focused on Nintendo on in my thing, and so they all actually just go womp 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 as they go towards the ring, kind of like bushwhacker style. But they open their mouth and they're like womp 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 womp. Yes, the hungry hippos. Oh, here you go. We'll call them the Hunger Hippo twins. And they go womp 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 as they walk into the ring, and their special move is an amazing one. It is called the terrible toe twist. Yes, no, they don't jump on you. No, they don't. They don't do some high impact with their 400 pounds. No, they just take off your boot and pull your toe out of socket, and they win the match every time. And that's the Hunger Hippo twins. They also have really cool intro music. Here it goes. Bum bum bum, womp 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 womp, bum bum bum, womp womp womp, bum bum. We will eat you. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, my team,
All right, you're
my
gonna show me.
my boys are the kind of team that you really love to hate. The women want them. The men want to be them. They are the Midnight Polka Knots. Hard.
I have to respond to this real quick. I should have thought about this. So the little piggy pool. Yes, that's exactly what it's called. Thank you. All right, polka dots. Back to that. Sorry, that was great.
No.
Oh.
Polka Knots.
All right,
Polka Knots. These are some hard partying, hard playing polka players straight out of Poland, direct into your face. These are men who have spangly, shiny, shining in the lights, banners off their arms, accordions that they use to batter their opponents. They can rock, they can roll, and they can two-step you down the aisle. They are what every woman wants in a 4x4 kind of little BAM!
Oh wow, that's
The Midnight Polka Knots.
Do they have a special move?
They do. It is.
I got a good one.
I wish you did because you busted my groove. So, what's your good one?
According to plan.
Accordion to plan.
Yes. Oh, sorry. That was.
The Midnight Polka Knots.
Yes. Oh. Here's Kyle's response to that. That sounds very tacky. Get it? Okay.
Aha.
Polka, tack, polka,
Yes.
tack. Okay. All right.
bored.
So here, who's the winner of that one, guys? Is it my amazing hippo, hungry hippo twins, or the polka dots? I think this one I have a chance.
Polka.
Oh, sorry. I'm saying polka knots, right? Am I saying it wrong?
There you go. Polka knots. Like astronauts, argonauts.
Yeah.
I might have gone a little bit.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I would say we're gonna wait on that one. We're gonna see what other people say. I can't really. That one was a good one. I feel like I got a lot of help from the audience, but I feel like it's good. So we'll say at the moment. Let's see. Oh yeah, it sounds like Kyle says I won, so we're tied. at this
We're tied.
point. Here's your chance. If whoever gets this one correct or the most entertaining is gonna win. So you get to go first, and here it is. Best manager. Now I feel like a manager can bring your guy to the top, like especially in the '80s. Like there were dudes that managed like 8 guys. So I feel like if you have the best manager, so here's the thing: the manager gets you 2 points for the best manager. So no matter what the situation is, you're gonna win. Somebody's gonna win wholeheartedly with this one. What do you got? Best '80s manager.
Sheik Cowhide Rodriguez. He is
Ready? I'm sorry. Keep going.
Sheik Cowhide. No, you feel free to just throw me off my rhythm. Sheik Cowhide Rodriguez, Arabian prince who was born in Texas, who raised cattle, raised hell, and also wanted to prove to his pappy back out in the Middle East that he had the cojones to rule a country with an iron fist, though gloved in a nice soft leather coating.
Yeah.
So he got together his stables.
Ooh.
His stable of wrestlers.
Okay, I'm ready for it.
I wish I was. The
Chimichanga Riders. There's one.
the Chimichanga Riders. The Iron Flapjack. Casey and the Sunshine Band.
That was actually Casey and the Sunshine Band actually came and wrestled at your promotion.
Yeah,
That's
you know,
amazing.
once the 70s passed, they needed money.
Yeah.
And sometimes the sideshow just doesn't have jobs. You go into wrestling.
Yeah. Oh, here you go. Here's an extra one. Tacky Wacky Tickle.
Tacky Wacky Tico. That definitely would be his jobber.
Yeah.
Got any more guys? Because I like that. I love this interaction.
What's another one? He would. He would also definitely have. Especially a guy. He would be the Barbacoa King and his tag team partner Big Red.
The barbacoa.
And they only wrestle on Sundays, so they only do pay-per-views.
And the Flounder Kid for those Friday night dates.
Oh, here you go. Yo Quiero Tacos. That's the rapper guy in your stable. So he likes tacos. He only raps about tacos. So
From the great Taco Guerrera family.
Taco Guerrero family is that's pretty good. Let's see if let's see my manager. Do you have anything else to add to your manager?
No, I don't.
Okay, my manager is here you go. Here's another one for you. Your tag team champs are the Burrows. I don't really the Barrows. Oh yeah, donkeys. I see now. See what happened there.
I was hoping for the burritos. We are totally.
Oh wow, we our first spam of the day. Nice.
There we go.
Let's see.
Oh my God, can I invest in crypto?
Yeah, I think you can. I think it's important to do that.
Awesome.
All right. My one, we're getting spammed. I might have to drop them in a second. That'll be fun. And what was I gonna say? So, all right, mine is Kathy, the lunch lady. She works at the cafeteria. She has a hairnet, and but she decided that
Does she carry the tray to the ring so that when the referee is distracted, she can whack them with like the hard edge of the like interstitial arm of the tray?
Yeah, and her thing about it is that she's the lunch lady of the wrestling thing. So she just recruits people as they're eating and catering. And that's how she gets her. So the fun part about her is we just use her for any wrestlers. So her wrestlers are just guys that her whole stable is jobbers. She doesn't actually have any winners. So
she's the Dark Order.
Yeah, she has like the gravy kid and more corn please and the two burritos.
Tots McFadden.
Yeah, and the cheesy tot man. But yeah, they never really win. But the lunch lady is the
Sloppy Joe Young.
Sloppy. Yeah. Her manager is Sloppy Joe. Yeah, there you go, Sloppy Joe. One of her people would be Sloppy Joe. All right, guys, what do you think? Oh yeah, here you go. Nitro invading your federation. I don't know what that means, but
It's not like 20 years too late. Didn't Nitro go away?
yeah, yeah. But I think, guys, I already know the answer to this. Bruce, you win. Great job.
Yay!
Great job.
All right.
You're,
Once again, send all of my winnings to P.O. Box 2140, North Hollywood Way.
Yes. Here's this can of diet soda that I'll send your way. So here you go. Catch it. Don't drink it. It's bad for you. And
I had to console myself with water.
yes, that's a smarter move. I have been. But anyways, all right. Speaking of. Well, let's get into this. So, Bruce, when I asked you what we could do for a better year, you said, "Hey, let's differences shouldn't be excuses for anything, for violence, for not doing things, for not treating people with love and respect. It's just it's crazy." Well, but what do you mean by that? And tell me more.
Differences really don't matter. I think as a society, we get very hung up on somebody comes from here, somebody looks a little bit different. And in the end, it really doesn't matter. If you think about everybody has differences, be them big, be them small. Chances are most of the people you know and people you are close to in your life have about as many differences with you than most of the complete strangers in your life. So when you get hung up on these little pointless things, it just creates barriers that don't really exist. They're psychologically made and put into your way and into your life. So really that's it in a nutshell.
That makes sense, and I think, and what you're not saying is that there are differences that hurt people are still problems, right? But
Yes.
in general, we get so hanged up on these little things, like you're the guy that doesn't use ketchup on your French fries, so I'm not gonna be your friend.
Well, I got to stop you there because at that point, you are not my friend.
Oh,
Who doesn't use ketchup on their French fries?
I use mayonnaise.
You do?
Uh-huh.
End this interview.
Yeah, it's fine. We've had a good 27 minutes, so it's fine.
Yeah, I'm so ashamed of you.
Well, I actually only do that every once in a while. I do use ketchup, so we're fine.
Please,
yeah.
keep building back. Keep building back.
But I do sometimes mix them together, like a ketchup mayo.
That was my mother's favorite salad dressing, to be perfectly honest.
Ketchup mayo?
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't.
She called it Thousand Islands, even though it really wasn't, but that was her version. We were poor.
Yes. That is. Yeah, that makes sense. So. But yeah, so I think that's important. But yeah, that makes sense. I think so many times people get hung up on these things and aren't able to move past it. And I think one of my best examples of living my life is that what I've learned is if there are people around, I'm gonna be their friends, and if they like something I don't like, I'm gonna see if I can enjoy it. And that's that. I've gotten to card games or other things like that, and had great friends because I was willing to learn and be a part of that group. And I think sometimes we get in the way of that and don't allow
Emotional flexibility opens you up to so many different experiences that you'll never have an opportunity to have if you just kind of lock yourself in these little boxes that we almost seemingly instinctively like to put ourselves in. Try something new. It doesn't really matter whether you're going to like it or not. You may not like it, but you don't know until you try it, but you might. And even if it isn't your most favorite thing, it still was an experience. And life's about experience. When you get so caught up in, well, this is outside of my comfort zone. This is something I'm not familiar with. I don't want to try that. Well, you're just limiting the experiences you can have in your life.
Yeah. That totally makes sense, and I think that's important. I think it makes sense now.
Sorry, there was just suddenly there was like a little thing looking at my eyeball in a threatening way, so I had to shoo it out of the way.
Oh, that's not good, I guess.
That was a different experience for him or her. I don't know what its identity is, and I don't want to assign it one. It can choose for itself wherever it is.
Oh, Bruce, you're killing me. All right, so I'm normally I'm the one that gets kept off guard. You're catching me off guard this entire interview, and it's great. I love it very much. Now, you do have a podcast. Now,
I do.
Tell us about that. What got you into podcasting? I know that you before have written and directed and done all kinds of fun stuff, but then how do you move to a podcast? I know how I moved to a podcast because I already had a microphone, so it just made sense to do a podcast. So,
I needed a place to place the tears.
okay, explain.
So the name of the podcast is called The Fittest Fat Kid You Know, because chances are I am the fittest fat kid you know, even if you don't know me. I have fluctuated in my weight all of my life. Back when I was 11 years old, I had hit the weight of 280 pounds, legitimately. Okay. Of course, out of that came a lot of bullying. I also had the wonderful experience. You want to talk about embracing differences and having to consequences of differences. Well, I was ethnically Jewish in a very, very conservatively Irish Catholic community in Northeast Philadelphia.
Oh, wow.
There was a lot of bullying, a lot of picking on, and a lot of it came from adults. Yeah. So parents would point at me and go, look at how ugly, look at how fat, look at how stupid he is, and make their kids sound and look better. So needless to say, there is behind these eyes, because ultimately I think no matter how old we get, there is a form of the child that we were that sits behind our eyes and pilots us. And the way we view the world, the way we reflect into the world is a bit shaped by these views. Now, we get more mature, we learn that some of the noises in our head aren't how the world really is. But ultimately, in the back of my head, I am always this 280-pound, 11-year-old kid. So throughout my life, my weight did this. And about 6 years ago, I was just starting to make my short films. I was taking improv classes at Second City. I was part of Fred Willard's Mohos, nice. And that was a shock and surprise to me. Thank you, Lou Wagner, for... Let me try that name again, because he deserves me saying his name right. Thank you, Lou Wagner, for bringing me into that. I also was working as a freelance computer technician.
Yeah.
And I hated that job. I was exceptionally good at that job, but I hated it. My weight began skyrocketing. I went from about 190 pounds to 270.
Wow.
So I decided to lose weight. And how I decided to do that is I got into some stunt classes. Because how should you lose weight? I know. I'll learn how to fake fight and fall. Over the course of 2 years, I lost 90 pounds. Oh, wow. Got into really good shape. And then the pandemic hit. And I was fine for a lot of it, but at the beginning of this year, I had several challenges, one of which was a resurfacing of truly horrendous allergies. So picture having chicken pox, if you can remember having chicken pox, or picture getting hit with like poison ivy or poison oak. Mm-hmm. Hold that feeling in your mind, times it by 5, put it all over your body, then have it for 7 months straight.
Nope.
I went from 180 pounds to about 2 months ago, 258.
Oh, wow.
So, and all of my entertainment pursuits had died on the vine because the industry shut down, and I wasn't far enough along that my momentum could weather that kind of storm. So I had my short film Dark Spectre 2, where I'm throwing fireballs, and that took me to Comic-Con. Well, we had a series pitch built around that, and we were beginning to get into the process of doing that, but it went away, and now it seems that there's a lot of material like it, where at the time, because it's a story of the supervillain who's incredibly powerful, but he's got to take care of his mother who has early onset Alzheimer's, but she was a villain, so he has to sort of protect the world from her machinations.
Sure.
While still trying to pursue his own thing, because she just might make a machine that just sucks the world into a void.
Yeah.
But I'm digressing from the overall point. Everything went away. I was depressed for the first time in a long time. I was reached out to by a guy named Eric the Trainer. I basically spent most of my fitness journey at his gym. And he was like, hey, dude, haven't spoke to you in a while. How you doing? So I had retreated into myself. I was like, oh God, I can't not call him back. So I had to call up Eric. Hey, how you doing? I'm terrible. I've gained all this weight. I don't know what to do. So he had me come to his gym and he had me work out. It's not as bad as you think it is. Somewhere in the gym, somebody suggested that what I should do, which I didn't do the first time, is document my journey. How do I do that? Well, why not a podcast? Why not a podcast? So the next week I had my trailer, and about a week or two after that, my first episode went out. And that's how the podcast, it's primarily for me to be accountable, to give me something that I'm going to be responsible to. But also I thought that I might be useful to other people. It might be possible for me to use what I'm going through to be a lens for other people to see their journeys in. And there's a lot of people who don't know what to do. I've gone on various message boards and, hey, I want to go back to the gym. I don't know what to do. People are going to look at me funny. It's like, no, stop. Go to the gym. Nobody cares about you there in a good way, not a bad way. Nobody's looking at you. Have a game plan. Here's a simple game plan. So the podcast is about being informational. How do you get back to the gym? What's an easy way to start up? Most people who are dealing with weight loss issues, and society is cruel to people who are heavy.
Yeah.
Society, if there's one thing that you are free to be prejudiced against and nasty towards, it's somebody who's a little bit overweight. And that's what the podcast is about, to try to lend support to people going through various trials and tribulations in their fitness journey. And it's where I'm very, very honest about what I'm doing, how I'm feeling. And I interview various people. Like, it won't be this week is a lady who went through 100-pound weight loss journey and also nearly died from a collapsed lung because of an operation. So listen tomorrow. Next week is my primary workout buddy, who is this singer-songwriter who also really likes to box. So a lot of my fitness was trying to put my fist in his face. And we're back to that. And oh my God, I still can't do it. So that's what the podcast is really about. I want to talk to you about your fitness. If you're having an issue, look, I might not have the answers, but I can certainly help you frame up the questions. I can help you see it in a better light. And I can show you that those little voices in the back of your head are not just you. They're universal. The worst thing in the world you can do is retreat into yourself. And that's what I did earlier this year. Yeah. And this podcast is an attempt to bring me out.
I was about to ask you about that. It's like, I know that for me, that's the thing that happened to you happened to me exactly. Because, I was just getting into touring every other month, once a month, going to festivals and things like that. And then when the pandemic happened, it dropped all those things. And so for me, though, my only thing that kept me from going crazy is I had a baby. And so the baby was like, well, the truth is I wouldn't have been able to go to all these shows anyways because, I'm the stay-at-home parent. And so my wife would, it would have been difficult for her if I went on. So it worked out. But I know for me, I felt like I was just figuring it out. I was just making things work. And then everything collapsed in front of me. And I felt like I was letting everybody down. And then I was kind of in that spot where it was like, maybe I'm just not doing anything effective. Like, that's just not me. Is that what kind of happened? Is it kind of when everything started just closing in on you? What happened?
Well, one, I really hope, my wish for you is, and my hope for you is that you have a partner who is as loving and supportive as I do.
I do.
Because your wife, the fact that you're the stay-at-home father, and you've got you've got these pursuits and you're walking down them, that sounds like your wife was behind you and believes in you.
Yes.
And there's nothing more important to an artist is to have somebody whose feet are on the ground to believe in you. That way our heads can be in the clouds. And I have that.
That's awesome.
My girlfriend is unbelievably wonderful. And the reason I was able to leave IT, because basically 4 years ago, and when I worked in IT, I worked freelance at a high level.
Yeah.
We talked about it and she was like, you're eating yourself to death. You need to stop. Phase yourself out. You're supposed to be pursuing your acting and producing. focus on that. As long as you're working hard, we have the circumstances, we can get by. And that's what happened. And this is effectively what's happening with the podcast, because the idea is to build and grow the podcast and use that as a springboard. As far as so my primary nexus of connection was this gym, because it's a celebrity gym. I go to a celebrity gym. I'm meeting actors, writers, producers.
Yeah.
The guy who owns it, he couldn't miss an opportunity to introduce me to somebody. Have you met Bruce? Bruce is great. Have you seen his thing? Lunchtime is over. It's awesome. Like, it's all these people fighting, and it's all this really thing, and he's really funny, and he's really good, and he's really this, and he's really that. My biggest fan. So everything went away. Everything shut down. It's just hard to pick up the pieces. I think for me, and I might have lost track of the question because I mostly live in my own head. When everything went away, and the fitness and my health and just the industry, nobody knows who I really am. I was just moving towards that. I have an agent, but she doesn't really know me. The last film that I was sent out for, I literally had to respond to her. I was like, hey, I think this is okay. I think the project's okay, but I have no desire to play a child rapist. I have no desire to do that.
Yeah.
It's not my branding in any way, shape, or form. And even if you think that's my branding, I don't give a shit. Sorry. I don't give a crap.
You're fine. If somebody sent me that, I'd be like, yeah, sorry, dude. I'm never going to be in that. I don't care. I don't even care if it was tons of money. I'm just not, that's not me. And that's messed up that you would think that's me.
Yes. Actually, the response I got back was like, oh, it only said creepy guy, which is great. I'm your creepy guy.
Yeah, I can see that, Bruce.
Hey, yeah. When I think about somebody who's going to inappropriately touch my daughter, I think of you.
No, now we're going too far. Yeah, but no, that's
there
terrible.
Was the line.
We just over the line. Yeah, that's but yeah, that makes sense, and I think it's crazy how, you said you could be finally grabbing it. I said I had my most successful year ever in 2019. It was amazing. Most I've ever made in music in 20 years of doing it. And it was like, I got this.
Props.
It's awesome. And then what happens is what you're saying. It's like you were at Comic-Con. You were doing, it's just like everything just kind of falls apart. And for me, my weight had always, I worked for the city, and that's where my weight kind of popped up. And then my wife, about 4 years ago, my wife was like, it's time to just, I lost my job, but she was like, I don't think you should go back. I think you should just take care of our kid and pursue you and just see how it goes.
Wonderful woman.
And I always knew that there was a chance that I would be the stay-at-home parent, is because she has a master's degree and I'm a white guy that's been a rapper his whole life. So I knew that going into it. And I love kids. I love working with them. I love being there. And the idea of getting to spend my days with my children is amazing. So there's nothing on that. But for me, that's definitely been a issue with my weight, because it's like, how do we work out, or how do we do these things? And I just keep on getting bigger at this point. And it's like,
Do you have an eating methodology that you know works for you?
No, I do. The only time it ever worked was when I did no white diet,
okay.
which was no refined sugars, all that stuff. And that got me down to probably my smallest point. And when I was like 180 or something. And I'm a pretty stout dude, so I used to be a powerlifter, so I have muscle still, but now I have tons of belly over the over the muscles, and so
what worked for me is a combination of keto and intermittent fasting. So I basically had a 6-hour eating window per day, and I did keto, and that just really, I found my groove on that. And not only that, I could work out like a beast, which is something I particularly like to do. And that's, again, the whole idea of with this podcast is that works for me. It could work for you, but it might not. Just removing the refined sugars did well for you. And that's something that you can actually pursue within the realm of, okay, stay at home dad, kids and whatnot. Of course, I don't know about you, but one of the biggest challenges for me is if there's crap in the house, I'm going to bulldoze through the crap.
Oh yeah, totally. Um,
And
I
sometimes it's
yeah.
difficult, especially if there's children.
Yeah, well, the trick is I try to make as many things from scratch as I can. But like a good
Good
example
for
is
you.
that I don't buy sodas for myself. I only buy diet sodas for my wife. And I've been really good on just drinking sparkling waters and water. You know what I'm saying? And but then there's days where I'm just like I gotta get caffeine and I do it. And then next thing I know I've had like 4 sodas in a day and I'm just like, come on, dude, like you know better than this. Um, you can do this, and it's like, but for me, I literally, in my strongest point, it was like 6 sodas per meal.
Hmm.
so,
I'm
so it's
addicted to
like,
soda too. I
yeah,
get it. I get it. And over the course of the pandemic, I I re adapted to drinking diet like Coke Zero or whatnot. And one of the current challenges is at some point I've got to leave them behind again.
yeah,
And I'm not it doesn't feel like I'm ready to do that, but it's something I want to do sooner rather than later. Now, there's a large amount of argument whether I mean diet sodas aren't going to be good for you under any circumstance,
sure,
but are they detrimental to actual weight loss and your body composition? Science is out. Who knows? Is it good? No. But right now it's kind of like, well, if I'm not doing what innately I want to do, which is to act like Pac-Man and eat my way through pizza.
yep, I'm
So
with you, dude.
yeah, so I was just curious about the eating methodology.
Yeah,
If you had some kind of focus, because I know a lot of people are sort of like, I don't know what to do. And of course, one of the things that I find really terrible is how much really bad marketing and products are pushed towards people who feel vulnerable because they don't know what to do. And it's sort of
yeah,
like, well, if you eat this or drink this or take exogenous ketones. So not only are people throwing a ton of crap into their body that doesn't help them, it's costing them a lot of money.
yep, yeah,
Anyway,
no, yeah, no, I'm with you.
as you can see, there's a little bit of a passion here for me.
Yeah, and I think that's why I was like, it's definitely, as you could tell, it's definitely an opportunity for me to talk about it because it's definitely a struggle because it's like I know how to. That's the truth. I know how to make healthy things, but then
Mhm.
there are days I don't want to, and especially
Yes.
with the pandemic because it's like when things were going well, then it was easy. Oh, I'm just gonna make nutritious breakfast bars for the month so that I can have them prepped for the kids. So then they have instead of just buying the junk sugary ones at the store and those kind of things. And so, but it's like working on my own. And this is the part I like about what you want to do with the podcast is really make people feel comfortable about trying. And I think
Yeah.
if you feel comfortable about trying, then you're going to start feeling positive about yourself. Because the truth is that when I want to beat myself up, I go, I have an amazing wife and 2 amazing children that think I'm the coolest thing ever. The thing is I'm older, so like I'm 42 now, and I have a 1 year old. So it's like I got to live a little longer, and this weight isn't gonna get me there, and I know that. And it's like you need to get up, but it's like I just need to find a new way. I need to find a way to work out, and that's really the thing, and it's hard to make time for it. I used to do a dance party with my kids which was really fun, and that's how I would get like 30 to 45 minutes of workout. Was that we just do a
Dude,
dance
that
party?
is you have the magic answer for you right there.
Yeah,
What kid doesn't love a dance party? The actual working one of the things that I've talked about a couple times recently is that what's important is that you do. It doesn't really necessarily matter what you do.
yeah,
Whether you get to the gym to lift weights, whether if you walk, if you ride a bike, if you swim, ultimately it's just the act of doing. Man, I wish I could dance. That would be awesome. For me, my slow burn cardio is I go to a mall and I walk around at a heavy pace. So it's like a treadmill,
yeah,
except I'm in motion and I can look at things and occasionally torture myself by smelling Cinnabon
yeah,
because
yeah.
also I need to torture. I think I think you have like that's a beautiful answer. You need nothing more or get if you have a Nintendo Switch or anything like that,
Hmm.
just those kind of games. It having the kids to play with. I mean, or just let the kid outside and run away and chase the kid for about a half hour.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Well,
Though that might lead to arresting for you. So maybe not perfect.
all right. Well, Jaime, have a great night, man. I know you got to go produce some shows, or you got to go do your own show. But I appreciate you hanging out with us. And it looks like Trey's gonna show up at some point, so that's pretty cool. But man, have a good show, man. You're awesome. Thank you so much, Jaime. So sorry.
Good luck, man.
But yeah, no, yeah, that's the trick. Is as I just need to believe in that's a thing. And but you know, was it I used to go to the store like twice a week to like HEB or to whatever grocery store there was, and we would be there for 3 hours, and I would just walk, and literally it was my time to get moving and just be outside. But then the pandemic happened, and it was like, yo, you can't go to the store. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. So we're just getting back into that, and we started going to play areas. But I just need to try. I need to make sure I'm doing it consistently. And the problem is I'm not. I'll do it like once a week or once every 2 weeks and be like, come on, dude. Like, you gotta start being, start moving. But I appreciate that. And I think that's the trick. Maybe I can, talk to you more. Maybe I could show up once every like 4 episodes, give you a quick update.
Sure.
But but I love that. And I think I'm glad that you got to this point. Like, I saw that you're only on episode 11 right now.
No,
Episode
9.
9, yeah.
Episode 9 comes out tomorrow, and that's with producer Jemmy Legagne, though I've mispronounced her name on the podcast and mispronounced it right here. Next week is my 10th episode, which, you know, in starting out the podcast, there's all these technical things you're trying to figure out. I had to buy a whole, here's how friggin' supportive my girlfriend is. So I bought myself a camera. I bought myself a microphone.
That mic, bro. I know what mic that is.
Yeah, this is new.
Yeah, no,
This is new.
I see that mic. I know what that mic costs. So
now the other thing about it is, even though I've got the DBX, which as we've discovered I can't actually use,
yeah,
I also have like the FET head, and I have money. The camera I'm looking into, I think I look nice right now. I think this is a nice picture.
It's a great image.
Yeah, that is not cheap. That is a black magic. That is a real lens. That is lights, reflector, lights.
No.
And she tolerates this for some reason. You know, I'm trying to do a professional presentation. I don't know if you actually heard my podcast, Tier if you didn't, but I work really, really hard. I don't know how much time you put into editing. Actually, you don't. This is live. Yeah. But me,
I used to spend hours. When we first started the show, before we started doing the live thing, I would spend 6 to 7 hours per hour long episode. And it was
that's where I'm at.
Bananas. It drove me crazy. And then 4 people would listen to the show, and I'd be like, oh, they don't even understand. And so no, I'm with you.
Yeah, and I don't mind, because this is supposed to be what I'm doing. So, and I'm trying to do it I'm trying to make a video form of it, which it's rough and coming along, and I'm trying to figure everything out, but I have to do it like I do my video edit. Then I clean up all the mouth noises, because apparently if left to my own devices, I sound like a dying wildebeest. Then after that's done, I then have to edit the video version of the podcast for a podcast version of the podcast, because if I do a pause here where I'm one, you see me thinking and there's an engagement, but then on the podcast, it's just like nothing.
Yep.
So silence has to go. And that's the hardest part, because that part takes hours. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but next week is going over what they call the podcast fade, the 10th episode. Mm-hmm. I've cleared it.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I said good job for you. And it sounds like you're like most people at this point are already dismayed and already quit. They've already sold their mic and they're just done. I've had
I'll never sell you. I'm never going to sell you. You don't worry there, baby.
That's a beautiful mic. That's a beautiful mic. But we both know how much that costs. That is not a cheap mic.
Yes. It was on sale because of Black Friday.
Yeah, my mic was was me doing an album for a guy that I still haven't finished. So, and I need to do that. So
I can't give the mic back to you. I've got some rhythms to lay down, man. You
yeah.
just like
No,
you
no.
just hold on there.
Yeah, no, and then he's transferred it to other things, but I'm just like, I'm gonna finish this for him because I'm so grateful for the opportunity. But yeah, no, I'm with you. I think that that's amazing. I'm really excited for you to be in this place because it's as I said, we're on episode 200. Wow, uh,
Life has gone by.
we're on episode. This guy, he found another way to spam us again, so it was nice.
Awesome.
Change up the name. Even
What can we
grosser.
buy this time? I like
No, I'm not gonna
I've got
put that one, but I could just say that it was naked people that want to do hand stuff. But
ooh.
yeah, it's
I mean, because I've got like 50. I've got 50 credits worth of Shiba Inu that is burning a hole in my pocket.
but yeah, man, I think that's great. Where do you want to move the? What is the future of the podcast? Do you want it to go to a live stream kind of talk?
I would. Yes, what I would like out of the podcast is I would like to, because I'm early on, so clearly I don't have much of a listenership now. I have no idea how to actually market. And I don't know what your experience has been, and I don't know how much of this inside baseball your listeners actually care about, but then you get into all the groups about how to market your podcast, how to get listeners. And there's an entire swamp, miasma, I don't know what you would call it, of coaches and suggestions and the clubhouse aspects where people give you advice, but they want to pay you. They want you to pay for their mentorship.
Yep.
And it's just a very frustrating thing. I'm not natural at social media. It's just not within my wheelhouse, but I'm not even so I don't have a reach. I'm not sure how to grow. So I'm trying to get on to things so that people can get a sense of my personality. Half of your people may love me. Half of them may hate me. Who knows? I don't. I just know that's my family dynamic. So I assume that's my dynamic everywhere.
Yeah, that's funny.
But yeah, the idea is once I grow a listenership to have them send me questions so I can talk to them. I want to be engaging with people who are having issues because no matter what shape I get into, I can get back to down, under 180 pounds. I'm still going to be 280 pounds behind these eyes. And I'm always going to want to talk to people, and I like being helpful, and I'm a know-it-all, and I can't get enough of my own voice if that's not clear. So
I understand. I feel the same.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm hoping to go with it. I would still like to have the interviews. I like what I'm doing, and I like how it's evolving. But there is, but ultimately, I do want to incorporate more live. And if money ever comes in from it, that money is going to go right back into it because eventually I would like to offload things like the editing. And I would love, more than anything else, I'd love to have somebody who helps with marketing and social media more than anything else.
So two things. Kyle had something to say for you. I think I'm now 100% of the viewership, so you're great. So,
Kyle
Kyle thinks you're great.
You can join my polka knots anytime, Kyle.
Well, and the thing is, I'll tell you, Kyle actually is cool. Kyle you want to talk about a niche podcast? Kyle does the official podcast for Mutant Football League, which, if you remember the fun
Holy crap!
Yeah, and so he is
Kyle.
He does the official podcast, and so it's crazy. But he's just and it's funny because we became friends because he just said something on one of the podcasts. You know how we're all on the same podcast things on things. He was saying something. I was like, bro, I've listened to your show. Would you want to be on my show? And but yeah, he literally, that's the only thing he podcast about. And but he was saying that for him, he likes that live experience. He doesn't mind the ifs and buts. And the truth is, Bruce, the more you do it, the more comfortable you'll become with the editing, and you'll find yourself being a lot more ease. And you'll also get better at taking out the ums from your own conversations as you do it. So, but yeah, so Kyle, you should check out the Kyle Peffers Mutant Football League podcast because it's great. Yeah,
the fact that it exists makes me happy. Just the fact that that's there.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. And he told hopefully he's hoping that he's going to get the announcer guy. So you were mentioning, you were saying something earlier about it. It reminded me that he might actually have the announcer from the show, from the game on his show, which is pretty cool. And so it's the dude that did NBA Jams, that voiceover guy. So Tim Kowalski, I forget what it is, but anyways, but yeah,
Just
man,
so awesome.
yeah, I think that's the trick is that, yeah, no, I think that's amazing, and I hope that it turns out that way for you.
No, it is. Because of course, now you're 285,000 episodes in, and there's a road behind you.
Yeah,
I'm just about ready to leave my toddlerhood into the pre-teenage years of my podcast.
yeah,
And in such a thing, every time you listen back, it's the first couple episodes. There's an egregious thing that makes you go, "Oh my God, I really shouldn't communicate with other human beings." And then you fix that. But then the next thing is, wow, my favorite phrase is "and so." And so I was talking about this, and so this thing happened. And so, of course, that other, and so this thing. And then you're like, nobody in the world says "and so" but me. So each edit brings a new gem of, but I'm adapting to it. And I've got to admit, it's sort of like in the preamble to this, it's sort of like, we're going to do this. Is it's going to be okay? Like, I'm sure you've had somebody go like,
yep.
I'm if we can just, I'll be fine.
We've had it where one of our favorite people in the world was going to be on the show, and then their internet just didn't work out, and it was just like, you know what, you're amazing, and we don't want to be in that. We don't want to make you look any less awesome than you are. But yeah, there's been people that there's actually, I'm excited about our next week's show is one of the only episodes that we recorded and never made it to the thing because I lost all the files after it happened. And so we never redid the show. And so we did an interview, like he was like on episode like 20. And so I'm excited to have him on episode 98 of the show, but he's one of the only people that we recorded and never had them on the show. But yeah, no, I've had people that are amazing talkers, people that aren't, and you just kind of it's and the good part about pre-recording your show is that you can decide if it's going to work out, and if it isn't, then you move on, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. But when you're live, it's kind of like, okay, well,
it's jazz, baby.
Next segment, guys.
That was a spectacular disaster. Let's move on to the weather.
Yeah, let's talk about the weather now, Phil. Speaking of, mainly because we probably shouldn't go 2 hours. Oh yes, he made it.
Yes.
So, is there?
Hello, whoever made it.
I'll show you in a second. Let me pull this up. There he is. That is Trey.
That's dramatic lighting.
Better late than never, I guess.
Pardon me, that was the burritos from earlier.
Oh, okay.
Trey is the reason I even have lights, because he was making me look so trash, and I was like, I need to do something. But we just finished talking about Bruce's podcast, Trey. Nice you could come up. But I was gonna ask.
Yeah, I was
Bruce,
actually listening, so most of the time, so I've been here.
Oh, awesome. So
that's good stuff, man. I'm really excited for you, and I was listening to the weight loss and just working out and you said end gain, okay? Yeah.
Yes.
What were you saying, Jason?
Oh, do you have a question? Do you have anything that listen, don't talk?
You may or may not have covered it. I was in and out of listening to the podcast, but I think for me, I really want to get back into the gym. I really want to get back into the gym, and I really want to be healthier because I used to, in high school, I was in swim team and drill, and I played football for a while, and I was always active and doing things. And then when I get into college, I'm gaining weight. Yeah. And obviously I'm, still active and physical and going to the gym and stuff like that, but it just slowly teetered to where, obviously the pandemic shut everything down, and you mentioned that, right? And so since then I've not had a gym membership and don't have a ton of motivation to go, and I'm always at work. So what would you say would be a good plan to start out for someone like me?
I would say start off just by getting physical and don't worry about getting to the gym. So everybody has some time that they can do a quick routine at home. Basically, it doesn't really matter what the 3 or 4 exercises are, but here's a really, really nice, basic, easy routine that you can just do. And you can do it in your living room. You can do it anywhere. May take anywhere from, depending on how you want to structure it, from 15 minutes to a half hour, but choose 3 or 4 exercises. It can be like push-ups, sit-ups, 3 exercises, push-ups, sit-ups, squats. You get some lower body, you get some upper body, you get your abs, and you do 10 rounds of 10 of them just to get yourself moving. Just start and get into the pattern. You're going to do it. You define in a certain amount of time per week you're going to do it. So maybe 2, maybe 3. What can you commit to? And commit to it and then do it. And do that for a couple weeks. If it's getting too easy, ramp it up a little bit. If you've got dumbbells around the house and you're doing the squats and you're really good at doing the squats, you can ramp up the amount of them. So instead of it being like 10, 10, 10, maybe it's 10, 20, 30, or
Right.
you build towards something like that. Another thing you can do is and we actually, in my episode, The Horrors of the Holidays Are Upon Us, I had someone talk about prison workouts. And a very popular thing to do in prison is to take a deck of cards. And there's 4 suits in the deck of cards. So each suit represents an exercise. And you assign the exercise however they are. And then you shuffle the deck, you pull out a card, and whatever the number on that card is, you do that amount of that exercise. And then you can handle the face cards, either consider them all 10 or jacks 11, queens 12, kings 13, aces are 1. And that can give you a very randomized workout. Chances are, starting back up, you're not getting through the deck. So maybe you only pull out 30 cards. You shuffle them, deal yourself out 30 cards, and start doing them. And that gives you a real randomized workout, even if you're doing the same 4 exercises. So, and then it's, dealer's choice. What can you do? What do you have equipment to do? If you have no equipment, what exercises do you like to do? And this gets you started. And you can do this as soon as you're off this recording.
Right.
No gym exercise. And then get yourself moving. Get yourself used to getting active. Then once you're done that, then you can return to the gym. So that would be my base level of advice on that.
Perfect, man. I appreciate that because, I mean, you already covered it. Where so many people have already they aren't sure what to do. They don't know where to start, and everyone's body is different,
Yes.
and it works differently. And some people break down sugars quicker than others, and some people don't necessarily break them down as quick as other people do. And I
if
really
you're
like that
taking
advice.
and if you're taking in, one of the things to address the whole idea of sugars is part of the reason we're gaining weight so fast is a lot of sugars have been replaced, and sugars were about 50. Sugar was 50-50 glucose and fructose. Your body can burn, every cell in your body can burn glucose.
Right.
The only thing your body can do with fructose is your liver can convert it to fat for use later. So high fructose corn syrup, which has replaced sugars in a lot of things, your body,
Mainly everything we eat, but yeah.
yes, basically mainlines that into fat no matter where you're at. And of course, since the standard American diet is very high in various sugars, whatnot, your body takes every bit of fructose you get and just converts it directly to fat. Anyway, that's why the idea of avoiding sugars and whatnot is so valuable, and anything with high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah.
So anyway, and bear in mind, just for point of clarification, let's not pretend that I'm an expert on anything. My head is firmly up my derriere. I am not a nutritionist. I am not an expert on exercise. I am just a plump son of a bitch who has ride the roller coaster up and down numerous times. And I'm also somebody who understands that little voice in your head that simply tells you that you're a fat troll and that nobody would ever love you. And that voice is just noise. Anyway, I hope that answers your question.
It does,
and if it doesn't, too bad. I mean, I'm sorry.
I appreciate it. No, I appreciate it, man. I think there's a lot of people out there that just aren't sure where to start. And I think that what you said is just getting moving. If it's walking, if it's walking into
Walking
running,
is
and
great.
then, I mean, yeah. So yeah.
Another thing to think about is establish your low gear. Just establish your low gear. What can you see Instagram, you see people on Instagram doing these amazing things with these amazing bodies, and they make it look so easy. It wasn't easy for them.
Well, and some of it's photoshopped. Like,
some of it's
and there's
photoshopped.
people in great shape on Instagram, but the thing is, sadly, there's a lot of camera magic that happens on Instagram that people look past. And it's like, look, there's a shader right there, there's gloss right there, there's some cutaway right there. It's like I can pick it out of some photos, but some are just too good to be true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's absolutely true. The point being, it's not about doing this amazing physical feat. It's not that, oh, they can do it, why can't me? Clearly I'm a loser. It's not about that. You establish your low gear. And what I mean by that is the minimum you can do. If you, no matter how you feel about it, if all you can do is get out for a half-hour walk, get out for that half-hour walk. Yeah. If you're so heavy that it's a little bit difficult to walk, get out for 10 minutes. Do
what you can.
Do what you can and build from there. Right now, the last Saturday, I went to the gym and I worked out with my workout buddy. I did it again. I did it on the podcast. So
you were there with your body.
I was there with my body and my workout buddy.
You have your chill body and your workout body. I understand. I have those two separate ones also. So
yes,
don't worry about it.
And just the ability to slur my words to mean different things. But on Saturday, I went to the gym with my buddy Scott, and our workout lasted 2.5 hours. We did numerous exercises building to boxing. I did numerous rounds of boxing with him. We did this whole big ab thing. And then we did a workout that was 7 rounds of 7 exercises, 7 reps each. Wow. And we just cycled and cycled and cycled. It took, there was 28 minutes on the clock. We got it done in 25. So here's what they were. It was shoulder presses, and I did that with 20 pounds. It was 7 pull-ups, and I had to do jumping pull-ups. It was bench press. Then it was a lat pull down. Then it was curls using a thing called a grip bell, but basically think of it as like a barbell type thing. Then a tricep exercise called skull crushers, which you take a bar and you sort of bring the exercise straight, kind of curve it around your nose and then slightly behind your head and then back up.
Wow.
Don't try to do that if you don't have someone to show it to you, if you're listening. And then it was these cable things that you pull apart. 7 rounds of those. Now, a year ago, I could do the pull-ups. Well, a year and a half ago, I could do the pull-ups at least into the 5th round.
Yeah.
Now I can't get a single pull-up. I can't do a pull-up right now. So I have to do jumping pull-ups. If I could think to myself, well, I can't do pull-ups. There's no point in doing this. Or it's like, okay, I lost the ability to do pull-ups. I'm not happy with myself over that. But I start with the jumping pull-ups. I do that. I keep doing that as I lose weight, as I gain the strength, as I put more tension on my back by doing it. I'll get better at doing it. There are 7 pull-ups in my future, but they're there by taking step by step. And that's the important thing. No individual workout you do in the long run matters. What matters is that you did the workout. It doesn't matter if today your push-ups sucked. It just mattered that you did them.
Right.
And embrace your failures. Your failures are how you grow.
That's it right there. Embrace your failures. That's how you grow. Speaking of right now, this
failures?
is your time. You get to plug whatever you want. So please tell us about where we can find your podcast. If there's a new place to look at your stuff, when do we listen to your podcast? All that stuff. So go for it.
Cool.
Bruce.
Well, I am the fittest fat kid you know, and right now you're finding me in your ear canal, even as we speak. My podcast is available wherever you find your favorite flavor of podcast, with the sole exception of Pandora, because for whatever reason,
takes forever.
Takes forever. I am 2 months into what eventually is going to be like, okay, your podcast is up. On the socials, you can find me everywhere at Fittest Fat Kid. Instagram at Fittest Fat Kid. TikTok at Fittest Fat Kid. Twitter at Fittest Fat Kid. Bumble. Hey girls. My Facebook page is Fittest Fat Kid. If you have a question, concern, if you want to talk to me about fitness, if you have somebody you just needed to reach out to, you can email me at hithere@fittestfatkid.com. It doesn't exist yet. You'll hear me say this in my podcast. It doesn't exist yet, but at some point in the future, I promise you, I swear to Glob, there will be a www.fittestfatkid.com. And
That's fun.
Is there anywhere else you can find me? If you ever go to the gym, Eric the Trainer's gym, you might find me there.
Malibu's most wanted.
Yes, if you go to Coop and Ramen in Burbank, I could be there. You know, sometimes you'll find me walking around Costco. Who knows where I am? Half the times
hilarious.
I don't.
Trey, it's that time.
Oh, okay. What time are you talking about?
Yeah, I think it's the time where you actually show up on time for the show. Just
Hey! I think he's talking about...
It's time for question of the day.
All right, so we got a beautiful morsel from Twitter over here, and it's our usual boy at iGreenGod. And he says, what's your favorite time of the day and why?
Okay, I can do this. Well, it's once in October, about 8 o'clock here in Texas, when it's like 72 degrees before it becomes 150 degrees, and the sun is out. That's the one time I like to leave the house a year. So
okay,
there's the answer.
Why?
7.
That's so specific. Why?
It's like the perfect weather. Now, living in Texas, the normal weather is like 90 degrees. And so you just kind of get used to it being hot. But there's that time in October where it's just like cool, but it's not too cold, and it's perfect. And that one time is the only time I'm ever happy. That's not true, but still, it is.
I'm going to say whenever I'm asleep. That's my favorite part of the day because I'm not bothered. I'm in dream mode. I can basically do whatever I want. No death, no taxes, you know, and you can pursue your dreams in your dreams. So, and then you wake up and you're like, it was all a dream.
It's funny. What do you think, Bruce?
Interesting. I think my favorite time of the day comes at 10:15 in the evening.
Okay.
It's usually 2 or 3 times a week, and that's when the creativity filter clicks on, and suddenly new worlds enter into the purview of my being, and I'm able to really get into the direct flow of things. And of course, the dogs are upstairs with the girlfriend, so they are not barking at me and interrupting, and the cat is not bugging me, and I'm not in demand by anybody, and I can just get into that rhythm. Yeah, that's the time of the day for me.
Dope, sick, nasty.
That's
what's up.
Yeah, no, those are all good answers. Real quick, Kyle's killing it right now. One of the things he says is, I always say I have a body over God. Just happens to be Buddha. And then he also says, Western New York, the weather is either -5 or 121.
Yo, that's insane.
Yeah.
That's
A lot of cushioning helps under either ends of that spectrum.
Yeah. Yes, it does.
wow. Okay.
But yeah, no, that's pretty great. Now it's that time where we're actually gonna make up a song talking about all the things that Bruce talked about today. Is there anything that you want to make sure that I put in this song? Go.
Mac and cheese.
I'll make sure I pick some up right now and just stick it. Yeah, I'll talk about mac and cheese. Definitely going to talk about our epic 80s wrestlers. What was the name of your winning singles wrestler? What was his name?
Sexual sponge
cake.
Sexual sponge cake Scotty Schwartzman.
Such a good name. Such a good name.
Sexual sponge cake Scotty Schwartzman. Good luck saying that in your rap.
I'm gonna mess it up so
You're
terribly.
gonna flop over that, I promise.
It's fine. And the polka knot, the polka
knots.
I'm saying, are you hearing me say polka dots? Is that what you're hearing?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I'm saying polka dots every time.
Yeah, I hear
N.
the end.
But I know what you're thinking. You think I'm saying dots. No, I'm from Pflugerville, which is a German town, so I understand the polka life. Polka life, yeah. So
Fidget spinners.
Ooh. Okay, I'll put them in there. We didn't talk about them. Bruce.
I mean, did you guys talk about mac and cheese?
We didn't.
No.
Fine.
Oh, exactly.
You know what? Well, here's
Get
the
wrecked,
truth.
Get wrecked.
I
Jason.
just missed like being on here just cost me dinner. It's
Oh,
there were people eating over there and I was not invited to be participating.
You know, Bruce, you are the fittest fat kid, so it's like
I am.
I'm helping you out. Oh yeah, because you only have a certain amount of time to eat, so you're not eating anymore today.
Yeah, it's
Dude, that's
done.
rough.
It's like
Oh my gosh.
yeah,
tier.
I hope it was worth it, bro.
yeah. I hope so too.
Remains to be seen. We'll see. We
Yes,
haven't gotten to
be
the song
written.
yet.
All right,
Exactly.
All
Let's
right,
roll.
Let's do this. All right.
Oh, Bruce. So, do you have a
Yeah.
stage name?
Would you like us to give you one?
Would you like us to give you one?
DJ Smarmy Jeff.
Nice.
Schmarmy Jeff.
Yes.
Was that like an old nickname people gave you?
No, I've never had a nickname.
Schmarmy
I thought you
Jeff.
just wanted one for now.
Nope, that's what it is. And that's what's
yeah.
gonna happen. Jason, you ready?
I am always ready.
Let's get it.
Yo, 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 it's DJ Sound Effects, Scout the Psalmist, and GJ Smarmy Jeff on the mic.
Let's get it.
Oh yeah, here we go. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh yeah, here we go. Now we chillin' with the fittest fat kid in the world. Do what you was doing, running back the world. Now you gotta be what you be. Eating some mac and cheese, looking like a fancy dude. If you can't see, put some Cheetos on that junk. Don't play, and only if I rearrange words I say. Anyways, we can do it all. It could never be the same. If we get in here, fidget spinners anyway. Hey, why Trey? Are you playing with that, bro? I don't even know what I gotta do it low. So go. Now I gotta break a sodio. Now looking like Bruce is rapping and beatboxing, yo. He's so amazing. Don't know where I go. Don't know what I'm doing if I'm feeling like, whoa. We talked about 80s wrestlers filling it through. I'm gonna mess up this word, but that's so cool. It's sexual, Scotty McCotty. I never knew it all. I'm not even gonna try falling back a little fall. Now I gotta say that he was dope, and anyways, he was like a Jewish dude that was sexy every day anyway. Just like Bruce, only if I couldn't take it back, and I do. Little things that we say that were better than the night. Me, I was talking about the things that is right. Oh, and now I gotta say that it be like me. I'm chilling out with the Hippo Kings, the Hippo Twins. Hungry, hungry ho. But now we gotta think what I do. I don't know. And those whack dudes that I still don't get through. See, there's a reason I said that Trey, oh cool. Yes, it's because we have those spammers, bro. They're trying to put naked pictures on my picture, yo, on my comments. Don't even know, but I had to block people I didn't even go. Anyways, where am I doing? I'm feeling real. Talking about little things that I can't chill. And Bruce has a dope podcast. He's trying to get people to live their life, react to. Yeah, that pandemic kind of sucked. Kind of messed us up, never teared it up. And even me, I sit here sometimes thinking that I gotta break it back in a rhyme. But we had a chance to rearrange dance, make it all together. Now you had your chance. Go check out the fittest fat kid. Oh yes, check out their podcast and live in it when. Now I gotta do what it do. He was at Comic-Con cause he was so cool. Tripping up, sitting up, looking for a D. Now we got to break it back and get sorry. I see that little thing with the dude. Yeah. He's taking care of his mom and he's trying to break it rap. And only if I can't break it through the night, I could talk about the words that I'm doing so tight. Anyways, here we go again and guess I'm done with this rap. Anyways. I hope that was okay, Bruce.
Yeah.
I have no
Bruce
idea.
joined in on the action. I was like, okay, well, we're doing this.
I have no idea what the hell I was doing, but it was so much fun.
It was
not like I had
hilarious.
my microphone.
We have
so
never.
cool.
I think that's one of the few times we've had our guests randomly hop in on the song at the end before.
I've
so.
never. Yeah, that was amazing.
I was like, this is gonna be something. Well, we have to
Be it
work
good,
with.
be it terrible, as long as it's loud.
We have to like make it work because obviously there's latency in between us talking. It's not like we're right next to each other. So Jason has to like stagger his raps over the beat. So then you hopped in, and so then it wasn't matching me. So we'll see how it works.
It was fine. I was like, I don't know what's happening. I'm
It's
just gonna
not
keep
me.
on.
I didn't know
I
what to do.
I
Because
can't
otherwise,
replace the two people.
otherwise I was going to be like,
You just
Yeah, Kyle. Everybody tries to take Trey's job. That's funny.
that's only because I
it's a
need a
paid
job.
gig.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, no stress at all. That was fun. I was like, why is this so hard at the end? And now I wasn't looking, so I didn't know actually what's happening. I was just like, wow, I think it's time for me to stop this rap. I don't know what's happening. You really?
Oh my God, I caught his white boy rhythm. No.
I know. I used to.
Hey.
I used to do this thing where my DJ would change the beat every 30 seconds. And every once in a while, he'd catch me off guard. It'd be like a dope rap beat. And he'd drop it to Mozart. And I'd be like, but I'm freestyling, so I have to just go. But they'd be like totally off. Yeah. Totally off. And, but man, thank you so much, Bruce. I had so much fun talking to you and talking about
This
your
was
podcast and just being silly. And as I said, that 80s wrestling bit was great. You caught me off guard at how good those were. I was like, oh, I'm going to do this. And I was like, man, I didn't want to try. After you said the sexy Scotty one, I was like, I don't even want to do this anymore. This isn't even fun. And he's going to destroy me.
He killed my joy.
Yeah, I was like, man, I'm really good at improv. Nope, I'm not.
Jason
I'm
was just
trash.
like,
Wow.
Yeah. I am trash. But man, I really had a great time with you being on the show.
Thank you so much for bringing me on. This was a lot of fun.
And thank you so much, guys, for listening to the show. Make sure you like and subscribe. And go to the website, flowsforyou.com. I actually updated some of the new stuff, so you can actually look at our live feed now. I need to check that, but I think we can do that now, so I set it up that way. But yeah, thank you so much, guys, for coming. If you want to be able to go to our website, go to flowsforyou.com. Go to all our new places at Flows, the number 4, the letter U, on social media. We're really going to be ramping up different spots. We'll make sure that 80s wrestling thing will be on TikTok for sure. And it'll be great. And so I'll make sure I tag you on it, Bruce.
Thank you.
Because it'll be great. Trey, I'm totally forgetting everything. So just say the stuff I didn't say.
well,
Oh,
all
yeah.
I have to say,
Our sponsor. What's our sponsor?
Nomad
Get paid.
Nomadweb.design. I don't have the bit memorized, so you can go ahead.
It's
and
okay.
finish that.
If you go to the website, flowsforyou.com, click on our sponsors, all the links to nomadweb.design is right there. If you want an amazing website, very quickly and amazing, nomadweb.design is the place to go. Thank you, Trey.
Yes, of course. So I actually just had one thing, and I have a challenge for Kyle, and I need by next Monday a question of the day, and that's all I have to say
From Kyle.
from Kyle
Yeah.
specifically. Because at this point, I would ask all of our viewers to, hey, if you really like watching our show, we need all the questions of the day from you, be it funny, serious, or just downright crazy. We need the questions because I'm tired of going to Twitter and using them from at iGreenGuy. And dude has probably no idea it's even happening. But I would love to have him on the show. It'd be interesting. He throws up all kinds of stuff on Twitter. But yeah, Juan Cena, the man you can see. What?
Yeah.
What is that from? Oh,
That's a call back to the early bit.
Gotcha. I was like, wait, what?
But again, Kyle, golf for clap.
Yes.
He says you got it, so I
gonna
should
work-
be expecting it.
All right,
It better be good.
Oh, it'll be even. We can even call it the Kyle Piffers question of the day.
Now, is it Piffers or is it Peffers?
It's Peppers. I said Piffers. I'm sorry.
You have to pronounce it just like that, or it doesn't count. So
It's the Kyle
to say-
Piffers. The Kyle Piffers question of the
you
day.
either sound snooty or you sound like you're from.
Peppers question of the day.
You
That's
either sound
great.
snooty or you sound like you're from South Park. You say Kyle Peffers. Anyway,
All right, Bruce. This is our close. This is exciting. What you're gonna do is you're gonna give Trey 3 words, and Trey's gonna make up a crazy singing rap song for you.
It's not
or
rap.
singing song. I don't know what it's
It's a
called.
song.
A song. He's gonna make
3
it for
words.
you. It's our close. Once we finish that, then we'll do the.
Not this kind of close.
I forgot to do the intro again. I'll do the outro and then stay on the line and we'll hang out. So, and I really have to go because my wife's about to murder me. So let's end it up, Trey.
Okay. Bruce?
Just quick question: is this supposed to be a challenge or casual?
I mean, you can do whatever you want, man.
You're asking for it.
The words are within
Circumference,
reason. Sure.
Buttress. Baloney.
I know what a buttress is.
The third word was baloney.
Bologna. Got it. So before we start, I can't promise anything. All I can promise is hopefully you will laugh. I don't know what's about to happen, but here we go.
Hey Trey, look at Kyle's last thing he says.
As long as it's not peckers, it's good. That sounds like the tagline to a product. As long as it's not peckers, it's good.
Let's go, let's get it. Auto-tune in the building, let's get it. Bruce, you've been an amazing guest. I'm glad I got to witness a little bit of it. I know it was late, but I still had fun. You've been awesome. Please feel free to come back on our show. You're gonna be awesome, man. Let's get it, let's go. Talking about 3 words. Circumference, that's the big old circle. Let's go. Hopefully I can get in the gym and cut that circumference in half, baby. It takes baby steps, itty bitty baby steps. Eating right, getting out. Hopefully you can track it. Going. Just don't wear yourself out. Don't eat a bologna sandwich because that would just gross me out. Eat some greens and some vegetables on the side. It's basically the same thing. Oh well, I'm not gonna hide the fact that I know what a buttress is. Let's talk about architecture of America, kids. It's crumbling from the inside. Yes, I said it right here. Hopefully you don't just close your little ears. Listen to what I'm saying. The government doesn't care. I'm just kidding. Guys, this is just a funny rap here. Let's get it. Let's go. Flows for you. Flows for you. This is what we do, man. This is what we do. Take us home.
I'm sorry, everybody, and anybody that was offended by that. Trey no longer works for us. It flows for you. So don't stress. We'll have a new replacement next week, and y'all are amazing. Have a great day.
Are you looking for a different kind of podcast? How about informative and clean? It will make you laugh. Scout and Trey, yeah, that's what we do. We got a little funny thing, keeping it true. Hey, we take your topics and all your ideas and bring in a guest and we answer them there. Then we make a freestyle rap and do it for you. Yeah, that's what we do. Yeah, that's what we do. Yep, flows to you, flows to you. This is what we do now. This is what we do. Say it flows to you, flows to you. This is what we do now. This is what we do. Say it flows to you, flows to you.